All right, these are words from our storied spoon. The first we're going to talk about is realize. Say the word, please. Realize. So, when you realize something, you know it or understand it. It took a minute for Jen to realize what her mom meant. So it's when you realize something, you know it or understand it. Okay, so babies may not realize that the weather changes. Babies may not realize that it's raining outside, but did you realize it's raining outside today? Yes, you did. Okay, the next word is useful. Say useful.
Useful.
Okay, useful is something that is useful is helpful. For instance, forks and spoons are very useful at mealtime. Hold up your pencil. A pencil is useful for writing. That's what a pencil is useful for. Okay?
And erasing sometimes.
Put your pencils down. Okay, this word is blue. Say blue.
Blue.
Now, usually when we say blue, we mean a color, right? Like your pencil bags are blue. But this blue means sad. So this boy is blue. So when something bad happens, you may be blue. I'm not interrupting. This word is proper. Say proper.
Proper.
Proper. Someone who is proper is polite and behaves well. So while in the library, you have to act in a proper way, right? What kind of ways do you have to act in the library? Emma? Quiet. That's the proper way to act in a library is to be quiet. That's right. Okay, so that are the 4 words for our story. Now, I want to look at this before we get our book out. We're not getting our book out yet. Author's purpose. Who is an author? What is an author? What is an author, Kate?
It's someone who writes a story.
It's someone who wrote the story.
Does the words and sometimes the pictures.
Sometimes they're also the illustrator. But an author is who wrote the words of a story. And purpose means is why they wrote it. Why do the authors write a story? Okay, and there's 3 reasons, and we use the word pie to remember these reasons. P-I-E. One is to persuade. The author tries to persuade readers to agree or do something. The other is to inform. It gives us facts and information about a topic. Or one is just to entertain, which means for us to enjoy. So whenever an author reads it to persuade, they're trying to get us to like something or do something. Okay? If they're trying to inform us, they're trying to teach something. For instance, a story about tigers would be informative. They would be informing me about tigers. And entertain is just a story for fun. So what do you think spoon is? You think it's to persuade you to do something, inform you to teach you something, or entertain just for fun? Entertain. That's right. Entertain, because it's just for fun. It's just for fun. You need me? Oh, hello. You too. All right, so how can you figure out the author's purpose? First, we have to look at clues. Well, it's a story about a spoon that talks, right? And does things. So that's probably for fun. And then you have to ask questions about what you read and find answers. So we're going to talk about more about how the author of Spoon entertains us. That's the reason why they wrote that story. So I want you to get your book out. And go to page 41. Spoon, 41. Quickly and quietly go to 41. Quickly and quietly go to 41.
What's on 41?
That's where our story starts. Put your pencil down. Boys and girls, I'm ready to start, so I'm ready for you to be quiet so we can start. Good job. Okay, Spoon by Amy Krauss Rosenthal. So Miss Rosenthal is the one that wrote this story. She's the author. And we said the purpose for her writing the story is to entertain us. So Spoon. And follow along with me. This is Spoon. This is Spoon's family.
Look at the little fork on behind.
On Sundays, Spoon goes to visit his Aunt Silver. He has to be on his very best behavior there. She's very fancy and, what's that word? Proper. So he has to be very proper with his aunt. Very proper.
What does proper mean?
We just talked about what proper means. You act the right way and you have to behave a certain way. Goodbye, darling. Ta-ta. So, what clues tell me that this story is to entertain? What are some clues you see on this page, or that we've seen in the story so far, that tells me we're just reading this for fun? What do you think, Kate?
Because spoons can really come to life and talk and have faces.
Right. It's about spoons that talk and have families and have faces. So that tells me right there that this is just for fun. That's right, Kate. Why do you think the author wrote this story? Why did she write this story, Emma?
Probably because he thought it was a good story.
Because she thought maybe it's a good story. Do you think maybe she thought you would like it?
Yes.
It's kind of silly in a way, isn't it? What do you think, Kate?
To like entertain us.
Yes.
Like to get a funny idea for some.
Yeah, so we can giggle a little bit and talk about how the pictures are a little silly. Xavier, get on the right page. At bedtime, Spoon likes to hear the stories about his adventurous great-grandmother who fell in love with the dish and ran off to a distant land. Lately, though, Spoon had been feeling blue. Is he the color blue?
No.
No. Emma, what does this mean?
That
It
means he's sad.
means he's sad. What's wrong? Asked his mother. You look a bit out of shape. Nothing, mumbled Spoon. It's just that, I don't know, all my friends have so much better than me. Like Knife. Knife is so lucky. He gets to cut, he gets to spread. I never get to cut or spread. Yes, Knife is pretty spiffy that way, isn't he? And Fork is so lucky. She gets to go practically everywhere. I bet she never goes stir crazy like I do. Fork does get out and make herself useful, doesn't she? What does the word useful mean? What does useful mean, Gracie?
It means that something that you use a lot.
Yeah, something you can do things with it a lot. That's right. So like our pencil is useful. And they're saying that Fork is useful because she can it's workable. Yeah. She can do lots of things. So here she's stabbing a hamburger on the grill. Here she's stabbing some lettuce. Here's a piece of cake. Here she's lassoing some spaghetti for them. So she's doing lots of different things. Who can't do so many? And chopsticks. They are so lucky. Everyone thinks they're really cool and exotic. No one thinks I'm cool or exotic. Those chopsticks are something else, aren't they? Meanwhile, if only Spoon knew what his friends were saying at that very minute. Spoon is so lucky, said Knife. He's so fun and easygoing. Everyone's so serious with me. Knives are pretty serious, aren't they?
Yeah,
They
they're
can
sharp.
hurt you.
Everyone looks nice.
No one's ever allowed to be silly with me like they are with Spoon.
Because you're sharp.
Spoon is so lucky, said Fork. He gets to measure stuff. No one ever does that with me. Spoon is so lucky, said Chopsticks. He can go places by himself. We can never function apart.
Because they're chopsticks,
Yeah, they have to
stay
stick together. That night, after bedtime stories, Spoon's mom turned off the light, tucked him in, and said, "You know, Spoon, I wonder if you realize just how lucky you are." There's another one of our words, realize. What does realize mean? Xavier?
That means you just figured out something and you know something.
That means you figured out or you know something, that you understand it. So, she said he didn't realize how lucky. He doesn't understand how lucky he is. Everyone else thinks he's lucky, but not him. Your friends will never know the joy of diving headfirst into a bowl of ice cream. I like to dive headfirst into a bowl of ice cream. You guys?
Not you.
Yeah, with my spoon, and get a big old scoop.
But you're too big to dive.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. They'll never know what it feels like to clink against the side of a cereal bowl. They'll never be able to twirl around in a mug or relax in a hot cup of tea.
And Spoon says hi.
Spoon hadn't thought of it that way before. He lay awake in bed for a long time. His mind was racing. Does that mean his mind was moving around?
Yeah.
No, it just means it was going, his thoughts were going fast. Did you ever lay in bed and you just keep thinking and thinking about stuff and you can't go to sleep?
Yeah.
That's when your thoughts are racing. They're thinking and thinking, and they're not moving. Your brain's not moving around,
I wake up in the middle.
but you're just thinking. There was only one thing to do. I can't sleep. Let's listen. Come snuggle. Come Spoon. And so he did. So, can spoons really snuggle? No. Can spoons really talk? No. Can spoons dive and play?
Yes.
Only if a hand makes them, right? They can't do it by themselves.
But they can like play.
If you make them with your hand, they can play, but they can't play by themselves. So yes, absolutely, the author, Miss Rosenthal, wrote this story to entertain us, but she also did it a little bit to teach us a lesson. What do you think Spoon learned in this story? Think about that for a minute. He learned something. What did Spoon learn in this story? What do you think, Corbin?
That he thinks that his friends are better, but he's a little bit better.
Okay, what do you think, Cooper?
Everybody's the same.
Okay, what do you think? Kate?
That everyone can do something of their own and be good.
That we're all good at something, right? That's right. What do you think, Chase?
In the end of the story, everybody thinks he was more better than.
Well, and he thought everyone was better than him, but they all thought he was better. So we're all special, right? We all got special things about us that makes us special. We all can do certain things we're good at and some things we're not, and that's okay. What do you think, Wyatt? Everyone's unique. That's right. And Miss Emma?
That everyone's unique in their own body.
Yes, in our own bodies we're unique. That's right. So, you may put your books up. And what we're going to do now is we're going to look at our vocabulary words that we just talked about when we just learned them before the story, and we talked about them during the story. We talked about what blue means, realize means, useful means, and proper means. And up here there's a bunch of words: sad, understand, polite, confused, useless, happy, rude, helpful. These are all words that can either be the same or different. So we're going to do synonym. Do you remember synonym from first grade?
The same.
It means the same. And antonym means different. So on this side, we're going to put something that's the same as blue. And on this side, we're going to do something that is different than blue. That's the opposite. Like opposite from day is,
Night.
opposite from cold is,
Hot.
very good. So we are going to do the antonyms and synonyms, the same and different for each of the 4 words. It's coming. There it goes. We're going to do that.